Food prices are a sensitive topic for many of us. It's frustrating to see prices constantly rising, and it's natural to wonder, why do they never seem to come back down? One thing to keep in mind is that food prices are determined by supply and demand, just like any other product. When demand is high and supply is tight, prices rise. And when supply increases or demand falls, you'd expect prices to come back down. But that's not always what happens in the food market. One key reason is that many of the costs involved in producing and distributing food are fixed or sticky. Things like land, equipment, labor, and transportation don't adjust quickly to changes in prices. So even if the market price of a crop falls, the farmer's costs may not drop as fast, squeezing their profit margins. And they may be reluctant to sell at a loss. Food production is also seasonal and subject to unpredictable shocks like droughts, floods, and diseases. A bad harvest in a major producing region can cause global prices to spike. But when conditions improve, it takes time for supply to ramp back up. Farmers can't just instantly grow more crops. And the food supply chain is complex, with multiple middlemen, so price changes take time to filter through. Government policies also play a significant role. Many countries subsidize farmers or impose tariffs on imports to support domestic agriculture. These interventions prop up prices. And when prices fall, farmers lobby hard to maintain subsidies and trade barriers. Governments are often reluctant to cut support, fearing a backlash from the politically influential farm lobby. Retailers and food companies have an incentive to keep prices high. When costs rise, they quickly pass those increases on to consumers. But when costs fall, they're in no rush to cut prices. They want to protect profit margins and avoid a price war. Consumers may grumble, but they have little choice but to pay the higher prices. Inflation is another factor that makes food prices sticky. When the overall price level is rising, it's harder for individual food prices to buck the trend and fall. Consumers expect prices to keep going up, so they're less likely to delay purchases in hopes of a better deal later. And retailers know they can raise prices without losing too many customers. Food is also a basic necessity, so consumers are less price sensitive than with other goods. We need to eat, and we're willing to pay a premium for the convenience and variety of modern food systems. Retailers know this, so they're less inclined to cut prices and more likely to focus on value-added products and services. All these factors combined create an environment where food prices tend to be sticky on the downside. When costs rise, prices go up quickly. But when costs fall, prices are slow to follow. It's a frustrating reality, but understanding the underlying dynamics can help us navigate the ups and downs of the food market. The key is to be a savvy shopper, look for deals, and focus on value rather than just the lowest price. With a little creativity, it's possible to eat well without breaking the bank, even when food prices are on the rise.